This gentleman was a very smooth talker.
Such a smooth talker, that woman was willing to send him money. A lot of money. Our exclusive 5 on Your Side investigation shows you how online romance scammers operate and why it's easy for them to get away with it.
5 on Your Side investigator Sarah Buttison here now to share her 3-month-long investigation. And Sarah, you even communicated with one of these con artists.
That's right, we did. Our interaction was brief, but it did reveal a clue. He was more of a con artist than a Casanova.
I blame myself.
These women,
I condemn myself.
are so ashamed
Embarrassed. I feel embarrassed.
of what happened when they looked for love online.
How could I have been so stupid when I knew better?
They won't show their faces
I lose my trust in people.
or reveal their real names.
The way they talk to you,
Take Anne.
it's what did it.
After retiring, she signed up for OkCupid, a popular dating website.
Good morning, honey.
A person calling themselves Bradley Hall messaged her.
Missing you.
Soon, he told her he loved her.
When you're all alone and you don't do much of anything,
Even wanted to marry her.
just hearing that once in a while makes you feel better.
But first, he needed $600. So you sent him the money?
Yeah. And that's how it started.
Bradley told Ann he needed cash to return early from Iraq, where he served in the Air Force. How much did you give him?
About $40,000.
He never showed up.
It's just awful.
We blurred photos he sent. They're probably not him.
To think that I saved, I don't know how many years for that money, and it's gone.
The dating scene has really moved to the internet.
For years, Special Agent Vicki Anderson investigated fraud schemes for the FBI.
So we've seen a big rise in these romance scams.
Look, in just the last 3 years, close to 50,000 complaints. Scammers swindling more than $1 billion.
We recognize that it is the largest growing financial online fraud scheme.
Even more troubling, these numbers, the tip of the iceberg.
So how well do the complaints you have capture the scope?
It doesn't touch it, I don't think.
Shame prevents many victims from reporting.
Love.
Victims like Lucy.
I thought it was love.
Ready to date after a divorce, she met William Rizzo on Match.com.
I said this one is a good one.
Flattering messages followed.
And it's saying, hi, gorgeous.
She showed us one she saved.
Your picture got me attracted.
Soon, William needed money. He said his wallet was stolen. He had a little boy and couldn't afford to feed him.
A few days later, was asking for more money. A different reason.
After sending more than $7 grand, she stopped. She was broke. William's messages quickly turned from nice.
And then I realized that was, it was a scam.
To nasty.
It couldn't be anything else.
From what I know, it's pretty typical.
Alex Hammerstone is a professional hacker, familiar with how scammers text their way into victims' hearts.
People picture an older woman with a cat or something that's getting scammed, but it really is not just that.
5 on Your Side investigators reviewed romance scam complaints to the Federal Trade Commission. In this sample, most victims were under 60.
If you're an older guy and you're used to not getting a lot of attention from 30-year-old models, and all of a sudden now 30-year-old models online are giving you a bunch of attention, probably a scam.
So what's being done to stop scammers? We found only 3 federal cases filed last year, including one in Ohio. Kwabena Bonsu and 7 others are accused of laundering money from victims they met on sites like ChristianMingle.com, Baby Boomer People Meet, and eHarmony.
Should this be a higher priority?
It's a huge priority. It's something that we are looking at.
The problem? The scammers can be easy to find but hard to catch. Many are highly sophisticated, organized, and operate from abroad, countries like Canada, England, Ghana, and Nigeria.
We don't have arrest powers to go over and arrest somebody in Nigeria or wherever they're from.
So have they found the perfect crime?
They found one that really seems to be working.
Even when they've left clues behind. Remember Bradley? He still uses the same phone number. We know because Ann still texts with the man who swindled her out of 40 grand.
No more disappointment, honey, I swear.
The day before our interview, he sent this message.
Just $5,000, honey.
Begging for more money.
Please bring me home.
So we decided to reach out. Bradley quickly responded, asking who we were, writing he loved Ann with all his heart. But when I identified myself as a reporter, his response? I can't even say it on TV.
And his response is very inappropriate, but it tells you everything about him.
We showed Special Agent Anderson.
That's quite a signal that this obviously is a scam.
I failed everything.
But even with her 40 grand in his hands,
Everything I worked for.
and reporting him to police, Ann says she's lonely. So she still texts with the man who stole her heart and her money.
I guess it's still the words that he says, even though I don't believe a word of them, it's just good to hear.
So you meet someone online. How do you know if it's a true love or a sophisticated scam? The key, never give money to anyone you've only met online. Go to the News 5 app for more information to help you protect yourself. I'm 5 on Your Side investigator Sarah Buttison.